Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Wendy here from Little Nest Crafts. Thank you for joining me this evening. This video that I'm bringing you is just a quick one, and it's because I've been taking part in something that I haven't taken part in before, and I came across it about, I don't know, 5 days ago, something like that. So I had to play catch up, and what I've been doing is I've been playing this game. And it's a collaboration between ThePaperBee and Petals and Parchment, and it's called a Junetober event 2025. And if you go along to ThePaperBee or Petals and Parchment, you'll get all the information that you need from the information box, below their videos. And this is where you can download this little game board, and it comes with full instructions. So you get the witch's spell that tells you how to take part, and you get a game board, and you get a little envelope, and you get lots of games pieces. So what you do is there's lots of participants, and you go along to each of, there's a link tree which I'll put in my information box below, and you go along to each of the participants and watch their video, and when they've, sometime throughout the video, it could be the beginning, it could be the middle or the end, they'll release one of their charms or one of the tokens, and you have to find out what that token is, cut it out. Like today's was a set of books, so I had to find the little book charm, cut it out, glue it to your game board, and then you take a picture of your finished game board on the 30th, and you send your picture off via email to ThePaperBee, and they put you into a draw then to win a prize. And I'll just read you out what it says. It says Junetober 2025 Witch's Spell, hosted by ThePaperBee and Petals and Parchment. And it says each creator provides an ingredient for the witch's spell in their video. Collect each piece and glue it to the corresponding day on the game board. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe to each creator to be entered into a chance to win amazing prizes. Participants will turn in their completed game board on July the 1st to be entered into the drawing to win. Drawing happens on the 8th of July. So that you've still got plenty of time. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. We've got 18 days yet. 18 days yet to go. So you've got plenty of time to go along, get your games pieces, and there's lots of freebies throughout the collaboration. There'll be lots of freebies downloaded. There'll be lots of freebies for you to download every day, and you'll be able to participate as well. So what I've done, I've downloaded just these 2 pages, and I think the images on these are great. I downloaded this set from Wildflower Publishing, and it's her dark Gothic, can't speak now. It's dark Gothic kit. And so I'm not going to cut these out on camera. I'll go away, cut them out, and then I'm just going to have a play and see what I come up with to make with this little kit. So I'll be back in a moment once I've cut everything out. Sorry everybody, I didn't show you both pages. there's that page, and then there's this page, and I have shrunk everything down. So these are the backing pages. So I've made that into, I've squashed it into a portrait mode rather than it being a landscape mode. And that, you know, should be A4 size or letter size depending. Same as that, they're the backing pages. And these are all the ephemera pieces. That's one A4 piece. That's another A4 piece. And then these are the actual journaling pages. And you've got pockets and envelopes, and that's should be a big main page as well, the same as those two. So I have shrunk them down just for your information. Right, everybody, I've cut out all my pieces now, and I've got them here in my little tray, and I'll put them to one side so that we can have a look and see what we're going to do. Now then, I was going to cut these out as individual cards and make them into like little secret pockets, but then I'd made them both the same size, so I thought I could actually make a little folio. So what I've done, where I was going to cut them out down the middle, I've just inked down the middle, and I've scored them down the centre of each of the designs and folded those two inwards, and it gives you a little gatefold folio. And then we can use some of these to decorate the fronts with. Now I've got lots of pockets, and I didn't really think about it when I was printing them, about making them to size. So, because I just wanted to do a quick little project, so I'm just inking around the edges here, and I don't even know whether the little tags will fit in. But if not, we'll have to make something. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's a little pocket there, but I've even cut off the little side pieces, but so that was quite cute on there. And we've got another little tag there, which could go in this pocket here. I like the raven, I think. So that needs inking with a bit white on there. I could put him on the front actually. Let's have a look. He seems to be the most dominant piece. Yeah, I like him on the front because you can see a bit more of the castle. So I do apologise. I'm down the bottom again. Try to use up this Tombow glue. I mean, it's really sticky, but if you get it on your hands, it's a nightmare to get off. So I'm trying to use it up because I won't buy any more, despite it being a very good glue, but it does leave like a residue on your hands. Now then, what have we got? We've got a couple of little envelopes that I've folded. There's another one there, so you could actually pop an envelope in the front, decorate that up a little bit. And there's that little card there which I could fold over, and that could make a writing spot. Oh, my more fingers and thumbs. Let's have a look, get that right over. Oh dear, what's up with me tonight? Tell you what, I don't know why I'm struggling. because I've got my trusty scorer. That's better. And just a little bit of ink around the top and the bottom. No, that's too big to go in the envelope. So could we slot that in there? No, I quite like the envelope in there, I think. We can pop him somewhere else. Open up this owl. And we could have a little pocket on there. And that's a little mini tag. Let me just lay my pieces out what we've got. We've got some words, another pocket down there. Don't know whether I want to cover her up with a pocket. I've got a long. I'm going to cut those into individual tags, I think. And we'll ink down the sides. Right. What we got here? Might be nice to have a corner pocket inside. Yep, I'll do that. Now, under normal circumstances, I use a lot of lace and things, but I haven't got any black lace because I don't normally do dark projects. You know, with dark pieces, so do forgive me. You know, if you want to copy this idea, you can go to town and decorate it up with all your black laces and other bits of ephemera. I mean, if I had any fussy cut little bats and things like that, I would pop those on. Now then, we've got a middle section here, and let's have a look. We could put another pocket over that side. Let's have a look. No, I don't want to cover her up. I might just put some words and a bit of lace or something. So I'm going to use that corner pocket over there. Pop it that way round. And I can use one of, I'm getting glue everywhere, one of these that we can decorate up into there. And then we've got you could have a double pocket there and put something in the front of it, like so. Or maybe a double pocket on this one, this side. Let's have a look. Let's ink it up first. And then pop that there. Oh, more sticky now. So you've got a little double pocket on that side, and we can put that little tag into there. And then here, what I can do is put some papers under there, and you can have a little notebook with some scraps of paper. So I'm just going to make a score mark where it's going to lift up. And I'll stick that down there. And I'm going to round the corner edges of that. So I need to print off some paper to go in there. And then what we're going to pop in this section here, we've got two little pockets that we could put in. Yep, we'll do that. So I'm going to put the rose one on the bottom. Let's have a look. Oops a daisy, I haven't inked this side where it's missing a tab. There we go. That's one thing about the Tombow glue, it does dry very quickly. So we've got another pocket there. Try and get it fairly even with the one underneath. And what we got here, we've got another little pocket there, which we could put in the front of here. We've got two pockets actually. I think I might put a double one in the front of both of those. A shame to cover those lovely roses up, mind you, but not to worry. Oops. There we are. Oh dear. And we'll put one on there. Oops. So we've got double pocket there. So what can we pop in? So we've got some little pieces of ephemera. There's that little owl. Can sit in the front there, I think. And then we've got a little envelope here, which I can just about get in there. And then we've got a raven there. And an owl there, which I'm not going to put in because that's really sticky at the moment. So what have we got on the back here? Not going to do that lady because I'm going to just put some gilding bits and bobs around there. On the back of this card, I'm going to use him on type. I'll just tuck Mr. Raven over there for a moment. Now he looks rather spiffing on there, doesn't he? If I round my corners again on this card, so I'm going to glue him on here. But before I do that, I have got some gold pens, and I think it might be nice to just go along the edges and make it look a bit more opulent. Look. Not impressed with these pens. It never comes out properly. I need to have a bit of scrap to dab it onto to get it to flow again, I think. Right. So now that just makes that stand out a little bit better. And I'll make that into a little tuck spot as well. Try and spread the rest of this tombow out. It is coming to the end of it. So if I put that in the middle, let me just wipe that bit off there. There we go. So we've got a lovely Mr. Raven on there. sticky down that bottom bit. That's better. So he can tuck in there. And then I just need to get some papers for there. And we've got some words that we can put on. We've got mystical. So I'm going to use mystical. And just ink around the edges of that. And I have got a bit of cheesecloth here somewhere. Let's have a look. Oh, a bit of tulle even. That's probably better because it's a bit finer. So I shall chop a bit of this and we'll pop it in this corner here with a bit of and I'm just going to ink my tool a little bit just to take the whiteness off, and we'll scrunch it up down there. And we'll take our little mystical word and pop it down there. And I don't know whether I've got a little flower or something that might complement it. Have a look. See what I've got in my little box of tricks. See if I've got a dark coloured flower. Little teeny tiny one. Tuck down the bottom maybe. No, nothing really that springs to mind. No, not going to waste time going through those. Just have to leave it with our mystical on there, and then we've cut another little strip maybe to go on the lady out here, and maybe haunted. Might be apt for her. cut another little strip of tulle. Got some more. Some more glue and my little tweezers. And I'll just see if I've got any words that might be appropriate. Well, not words, but numbers. See if I've got any numbers. Got postage. Something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Rule of 3 always works, doesn't it? So we'll tuck that in there. It needs to go on top, really. That's better. And then we'll put haunted. Oh dear, my glue's puddling out. Oh, there we are. Move that along a bit. It's gone all down the Tombow glue. Let me just get my wipe. And then we want a little something on this one here, don't we? Night would be a good one, I think. Get our scissors on the job. And same again. Tiny little bit of, we've got a little scrappy bit of cheesecloth here. So we'll just, I'm not going to rub it too hard because all the fibres will come off it. So I'm just going to waste not, want not with that blob of glue that was over there. And we'll pop this scrappy bit of fibre there. And then we'll have our night. There. Right. So just bear with me 1 second because I've got a print off of some backing sheet somewhere, background prints, so I'll just fetch it over and we'll tear up some pieces to go on there. And then I'm just wondering what we've got. Oops. So we've got mystical there. We need something on this little pocket as well, don't we? So let's get another little scrappy bit. Where did the other bit go? There we are. So same again, we'll just age it a little bit with some leftover ink. Just going to fold it over a little bit. Right. So that's that little bit done. I just need to do another word, don't I? Magic, maybe. Or, yeah, we'll do magic. Just ink around the edge. Sorry about my arm, keep coming in front of the camera. And pop that in there. There we are. With my glue being stringy, it keeps trailing across my workspace. Right, just bear with 1 second. Right, everybody, I'm back. I've made myself this little booklet, and I'm just making sure that the pages, I think they've slid a little bit. Oh, they've come undone from the back, they've not all caught, look. I'll take those few loose ones off, otherwise they'll be getting in the way, and I'll put some glue on these too. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I did pop them down on the desk as well. Oh, in fact, that's going to come off. So we'll minus a few pages, but I've put plenty in. So we'll glue this down now. In fact, yeah, we'll do that. And I'll just make sure that I'm well within the margins of the, it needs to come over a little bit, so I'm not interfering with the where it folds. Let me just get my wet wipe, otherwise I'll be sticking to the sheets of my bed. And then what we'll do, now I'm not going to put her in there, I'm just going to tuck her but prior to doing that, I'm just going to get a finer pen and go around the edges here. There we go. That's better, the gold's coming out. That doesn't seem very gold to me. Oh, it's coming now. There we are. I'll just go around that line there, and then around this line here, and around there. That's better, a bit more gold. And then I can do some odd bits on here as well, where there's a few lines. Where are we going to pop her? In there maybe. And did we do around here? I've got this lovely clock face. That could do with some gold. And it is all higgledy-piggledy, so it doesn't have to be straight. Let's do that. Just a fine bit on there. And the same on the back. So that gives you another little writing spot. Now you could put pages in here, and I could do that with some of these, couldn't I? Let's have a look what we've got. I'm going to have to cut that sticky bit off for starters. And make sure that don't waste any. Let's have a look. We'll make sure that fits in. Just going to mark there, and get my little trusty guillotine. Probably a few too many pages in here. Let me just open them out a minute. they're sticking to me because I've got Tombow glue all over my fingers. There we go. I'll just take that little top corner off. Oh, that's not straight by half. Oh, let's have a look. It's better. I should have called it a day. I should have gone when the going got good. But it's only a scrappy little booklet, so there we go. Let's have a look. Maybe fold it this way so it behaves. And then we get my little stapler and my little sponge and the little booklet. Hopefully the pages fit. Just so then we're going to go open my stapler right out. Oops, that one's not stayed in the book, so we'll do that one again. There we are. And then all we do is with your scissors bend those over. God, who knew that staples were so hard to bend? Come on, get down. That's it, lovely. I've got this paper sticking to everything now. Oh dear. Mind you, it is, what time is it? About 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's hardly surprised that it's the bewitching hour. Right, so we've got a little booklet there. So we'll recap now. And we'll have a look and see what we've done. Oops, let's pop that in there. There we go. Might need something a bit more on there. Let's have a look. Oh, and we haven't got a pocket there either. So maybe that little booklet could go in the front. Let's have a look. And that envelope could go there. Yeah, that looks quite okay, I think. Acceptable, shall we say? So, I do hope that you will join in this little fun collaboration. As I say, it was being hosted by ThePaperBee and Petals and Parchment, and it's called the Junetober event 2025, and it's their hop, the Junetober hop. So but you'll find all the information on their webpage, and I will post it in the links below, in the the information box below this link. I will spend time now putting gold around the outside of this to match this little piece here, to bring it all up to scratch. And then I'll get a little bit of, maybe a piece of twine or something. Ideally it could do with a little piece of black ribbon, but let's have a look, see. if we've got this little bit of twine here, could go around the outside and just finish it off, and it's just a nice little bit of happy mail. So there we go. So that's it for this evening, everybody. Just a spur of the moment project, no planning involved. All I did was thought, yeah, I'll have a little go, a little play, and downloaded 2 sheets of the paper, and so there was no forward planning. Otherwise they would have probably been decorated a little bit more than they are, but it's just to give you an idea of what, you know, you don't have to use the printouts as is. You can, you know, alter them a little bit by altering the sizes and playing around with them a little bit. So that's it for now, and do hope that you'll join me in my next video, and stay safe until next time. Bye everybody. Bye.